There we go. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Fly Tying Tuesdays here with Carlisle Fly and Foul. Today we're tying a jig streamer. This is a pattern that I basically kind of just found some different materials, threw it together. It's nothing super special. I mean, it's pretty much just a woolly bugger without a hackle on it and using a dubbed collar instead. But man, this is just a really big fish catcher for me, and I have had several trips over the last 2-3 trips where this fly in particular saved the day. So this is called the Threat Level Midnight, and when we get into the materials, I'll kind of explain how I come up with that name for this particular fly. But some of you guys may get the reference. So if you do get the reference, drop that in the comments below before we get started. But we're gonna dive on in it today. I'm gonna show you guys how to tie the Threat Level Midnight. All right, starting off with a Saluda Beads hook in size 10 and a 4.0 millimeter tungsten slotted bead, and we're going to use some black GSP in the 100 denier flavor for this fly. So we're going to get our thread started here. Go ahead and bring that thread rearward, and we're going to tie in our tail here. So nothing super fancy, just some black marabou for the tail. And I did go ahead and prep this tail, so I kind of cut some of the excess off on the stem and also trimmed up the tips on it a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a full look. And so here we're just going to measure, I don't know, about a hook shank in length, maybe a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and tie that in. Couple really snug wraps to tie it down, lift up the stem, couple good wraps there, and we can come in and trim close. Alright, so we're just gonna do a little bit of a cleanup here, bring our thread forward, kind of make sure that bead is locked into place, and we're going to bring that thread back to the base of the tail, and we are going to put in a dubbing loop. Bring your thread forward to just behind the bead. Put our spinner on our dubbing loop, and we're going to do a quick couple of half hitches here. Save our work. Okay, so for the body, we're going to be coming in with some Ice Dub Peacock in black. And I like to just get just a little bit of this. You don't need a ton for it to make a pretty decent body. And what I like to do in this dubbing loop, I'm going to kind of dub this on as a noodle, so to speak, and that's going to give me a little bit of better idea of how much I've got on here. And then whenever I go to spin it, obviously it'll kind of tighten up that dubbing there, but it's going to make a really nice looking body. And this is where we have gotten the name for this particular fly. And I don't know what really made me think of this, but this is Ice Dub in Midnight Fire. And I guess just the Threat Level or Midnight Fire kind of reminded me of Threat Level Midnight from The Office. So a Michael Scarn little skit that he's got, and they make a little action movie for Michael Scott. So anyway, if you get the reference, you get it. If not, I guess you don't care. But anyway, so we're going to get a pretty decent clump of that, and we're going to slide that in on our dubbing loop down here below. And kind of roughly get it the length of the body. And then we're just going to spin that up. Alright. And then you could take your bodkin or anything else and just kind of rough through those fibers there, just to kind of get them splayed out. And this is kind of a new trick that I've been doing recently, is adding multiple materials in the same dubbing loop. I found it's been pretty fast and easy to do so. So anyway, we're just gonna wrap our body up through here. All right, then when we get to the collar, we're gonna try to brush these fibers back and just do some wraps around here, and try not to lose my dubbing spinner. Alright, then we're going to tie that off. Alright, I'm just going to brush these fibers back and going to get a couple more turns of thread in there, and throw in a couple of half hitches here, because we're going to come back in and build a little bit of a hot spot. So trim that thread off, and then just take whatever your favorite color or hot spot thread is. Here, this is fire orange, and we're just going to do a few turns back here, kind of build up a hot spot. And before we, let's see, make sure we got a fairly visible hot spot there. And now we're going to come in with just some UV resin, and we're just going to paint a little bit there of our thread. That way when we whip finish, we can hit it with the torch and it's really going to be set. Do a 4 or 5 turn whip finish, seat the knot, cut your thread, and come in with your UV light. Alright, there you have it. That is the threat level midnight jig, and you can come in here and trim some of these up if you really want to, but I don't really think it matters all that much. But yeah, this marabou tail and this midnight fire flash really just gets the fish going. And I've caught, I don't know, 20 or 30 trout in the last 2 or 3 weeks on this same fly. Matter of fact, the fly that was in the vise before we got started. So anyway, just a killer fly. You guys give this a shot, give it a try, tie it up, let me know what you guys think. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Remember to like and subscribe, leave me a comment below, let me know what you guys think, and we're going to catch you guys on the next one. See y'all.